So, when taking a look at the graph y equals ax squared, the basic graph looks like y equals x squared, and it's centered about the origin. So you have something that looks like this. Now, depending on your graph, you could either have a graph that is flatter or skinnier, as discussed in the previous lesson. Now, here is the one point that you have every time you have this basic graph. Because this graph is centered at 0, 0, has a vertex at 0, 0, that is your first point. Now, with every parabola, you have your axis of symmetry, which goes down the center of this line. Okay? Now, based on that, you can always find a point either to the right or to the left of the graph by just picking a value. For example, let's say if x was equal to, say, 1, what would y be in the equation 2x squared? So you do your substitution, you get 2 times 1 squared, which is 2. So now you have a point, 1, 2. Now that would show up on this graph, say here. And we know that we have a mirror line in that blue squiggly line going down the center of our parabola. And if that's the case, that means that this distance is exactly 1, right? So to go back from this edge to this edge, this is -1, isn't it? So that means this value here must also be 2, because our original point was 1, 2, and we have a mirror line identified as the axis of symmetry. So that means that this point, the other point, is the alt point is -1, 2. And that's how you get 1 point, 2 points, second point, by just plugging your value of 1 into your equation, and then getting your third point being the mirror across the axis of symmetry. So if I have -1 for my x, my alternate point will be -1, 2 on my other side. Which means this is -1, 2. So that's how you get your 3 points.